Rise, pouvez-vous lever? The National Criminal Court is now in session. L'audience de la Cour pénale internationale est ouverte. Please be seated. We vous assois.
Thank you very much. Court officer, the case, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Situation in the Republic of Kenya in the case of the prosecutor versus William Samoei Ruto and Joshua Arap Sang, ICC 01090111. And we're in open session, Your Honors.
Thank you very much. I see that appearances remain the same for the prosecutor. Is that the case?
Correct, Your Honours.
And for victims' counsel?
The same, Your Honor.
Yes.
The same for Mr. Sang, Mr.
Thank
President.
you.
Mr. President, the Honorable Ruto team has been joined by Ms. Lee Lori. Otherwise, representation remains as yesterday.
Thank you very much. For the record, it's helpful to note that following the prosecution application yesterday for a declaration of hostility and the submissions had from parties, we had indicated, the chamber had indicated that we would be reconvening within the hour to render the ruling, at which time it was expected that witness would immediately continue testimony. But I need to note on the record that we did not reconvene as indicated yesterday because the witness had remained at that time unavailable to testify because he was consulting with a doctor. So it was thought more efficient to not reconvene until we had a witness understand. Now we do. So we have reconvened. Just the reason for indicating it is so that we're not looking for what happened in the meantime, sometime down the line on the record. We will now render the ruling on the prosecution application. The prosecutor applied orally to have witness 637 declared as hostile witness. This will be the fourth application of the prosecution in that manner. The three preceding witnesses had similar applications had been made in relation to them. Witness 604 495 516. The grounds for the prosecution application in relation to 637 include first the witness's consistent and significant departure during his testimony from previous statements given to the prosecution. That's the first ground. The second ground being that the witness had filed, or rather sworn to an affidavit by virtue of which he recoiled from the statements he'd given to the prosecution before. And the third reason indicated was that the witness had made allegation of bad faith against prosecution investigators in their dealings with him. In their responses, the defense counsel for Mr. Ruto and Mr. Sang agreed that there is merit to the prosecution application on this occasion, but only to the extent that there has been consistent, significant departure from previous statements. The defense agree that there has been such a departure, but the defense do not accept the other grounds indicated for the prosecution application. In addition to the agreement of the parties on the first ground of the prosecutor's application, the Chamber 2 is satisfied that the circumstances of this witness's testimony thus far do satisfy the test of consistent and systematic divergence between testimony of a witness and the witness's previous statement, thus warranting the declaration of hostility. On that basis, the application of the prosecutor is granted. So the witness may continue the testimony. I see that the witness is in the transmission room. Court officer, you can now unmute the witness's speaker system.
Yes, yes, Mr. President, I will unmute right now.
Thank you. Witness, welcome back.
Sijambo.
Good morning.
We understand you're feeling better today. Welcome back. Do your best to stay the course. The sooner we finish, the sooner it will be over, obviously, for you. So let's try and persevere and get it over with. Ms. Zago, you have so far had 6...
No, I was just going to raise that same point Your Honor just started to discuss.
Yes. You've had 6 sessions. We will want you to complete in just the next session.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning, Your Honors.
Thank you. I mean,
We
in
will-
the current session, let me be clear, I don't mean next session. In the current session, you need to complete.
I will endeavor to accomplish that. Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, witness.
Sijambo.
Good morning.
Mr. President, I would like to ask the first question in private session. It will take no more than 3 minutes, depending on the witness' answer.
Private session.
We're in public session, Your Honors.
Thank you. Witness, we're back in public session. This is where you again need to be careful to not give identifying information, and also listen carefully to the question and just answer the question asked. Thank you.
I'm now referring to another section of the same transcript, but concerning another topic, and it's at line 277 and following, line 558 and following for the record. Witness, do you have the PIS in front of you, the protection sheet in front of you?
Niko nayo.
Yes, I do.
You told the investigator that you met person 18 at location 17 on October 14th, 2007, at around 10 a.m. in the morning.
All right, let's make sure he has the PIS in front of him and has identified the persons and locations being talked about. Ms. Sago, can you make sure he's found the locations and the persons?
Yes, Your Honors. Witness, could you please look at page 2 and 3 of this protection sheet? Do you see them?
Stakabadhi niko nazo hapa.
Yes, I have that sheet of paper.
Do you see the page entitled Locations and the page entitled Persons?
Ndiyo.
Yes.
So my question was, you told the investigators during your interview that you met person 18 at location 17 on 14 October 2007 at around 10 in the morning. Is this correct?
Sio kweli. Yalikuwa mambo ambayo alikuwa amenitengeneza.
That is not correct. That is information they invented. That's what I can say.
Is it correct that you told the investigators about this? This is my question. Did you tell the investigators that you met person 18 at location 17 on 14 October 2007?
Ndivyo niliwafahamisha.
Yes, that is what I told them.
And this information had been provided to you by the organization number 19, correct?
Ndiyo, ni habari niliyopewa na shirika.
That is right. That is the information given to me by organization number 19.
And did organization number 19 tell you to say that the meeting took place at 10 a.m. in the morning?
Excuse me, Mr. President, I think there is something that's not so clear in the question. The initial meeting, I understand, was 10 a.m. in the morning, wherein the two individuals discussed to be at another meeting.
Okay, wait. Let's. If it's about the content of the question, let's not do it while the witnesses understand.
Very much, Mr. President, I'm guided. All I wanted was for my learned colleague to clarify the question, which meetings he was referring to.
Your Honors, might I respond?
It's up to you. He's requesting clarification. Yes, if you
I believe
you
my-
need to clarify, go ahead. If you insist on your question, it's up to you.
Thank you, Your Honors. I think the question was sufficiently clear and the answer as well, so I can move to another part of the examination. Witness, in the same transcript, at line 277 and following, for the record, you told the investigators that you met person 18 outside the court premises at location number 4. And that this person 18 at that meeting told you that he had been given money by person 2. Do you follow me?
Ndiyo na kufuata.
Yes, I follow you.
Did you recall telling the investigators this information?
Ndiyo nilitoa kwa wapelelezi.
Yes, I give it to him.
And was this information correct or incorrect?
Habari ilikuwa ni habari ya kutunga ambayo ilitungwa na namba.
It was false information forged by number 19, so that I would say the same thing.
And did Organization 19 tell you the amount of money that person 18 would have received from person number 2?
Walinifahamisha kuwa niseme ni kiasi kikubwa cha pesa ambacho wakusema.
They told me they spoke to me about a large sum of money, but they did not give me the exact amount.
Mr. President, I, at this point, like to make an application and tender into the record the statement, written statement provided by the witness to the prosecution, together with the transcripts and the audio files of the subsequent interview with the prosecution. At this stage, the purpose of this application is to tender this document for the purposes of impeaching the witness without prejudice to a later application under Article 68. But I want to be clear that at this point, the application is circumscribed to the purpose of impeachment of the witness. We had an opportunity, but I invite my learned colleague from the Ruto defense to correct me if I'm wrong. We had an opportunity yesterday to discuss, and my understanding was that for the limited purpose of admission of these documents for impeachment, that would be not an objection to our application. I haven't had the chance to discuss it with the Sang defense, but I invite them to express their views on this matter. We're trying to be as efficient as possible and try to conclude the examination by 10:30.
That is indeed correct, Mr. President. only for the limited purpose of impeachment.
Mr. Katwa?
Mr. President, to that same extent, we have no objection. Yeah, we leave it there, Mr. President.
How many, you said, transcripts and audio files? How many, you speak in the plural there? How many are we looking at?
We are looking at one written statement and 28 transcripts with corresponding audio files. And I understand that the court officer has indicated that there is a possibility that this list be subsequently filed in the record with attribution of EVD numbers, but I invite the court officer to clarify if that is indeed possible.
What we will try to avoid is, in light of the time squeeze that we're under, to take up a lot of time doing that on the record. Let's see the most efficient way of doing it in the circumstances, whether it is to file it in the manner of what we colloquially call the power table motion, noting that counsel for the defense do not object, so it becomes a mere formality of ruling on it on record later. Why don't we do it that way?
Very well. Thank you, Your Honours.
Now proceed.
Witness, apart from organization number 19, and protection officers that you mentioned on Tuesday, did anybody else offer you money in connection to your testimony in this case?
Hakuna.
Nobody.
And is it correct that everything you told the investigators concerning Mr. Sang and Mr. Ruto and his subordinates, including person number 18, was provided to you by organization number 19?
Mr. President, I think that question is a bit unfair. We have on the record where the witness said some things they provided, others he himself provided. One example is the sum of money. He said he was told a large sum of money, and he gave the figure in his interview. So a question suggesting that everything he said about these people was from Organization 19 would, in view of that answer I have just cited, be a bit misleading. So perhaps the question should be clarified.
Nizago?
I believe the witness gave clear answers on Tuesday during the examination on this point. I can ask the question to the witness again. It was explored extensively on Tuesday. I can give the references to the specific portions of the transcripts. But I can clarify if Your Honours wish me to clarify.
You can ask the question to the witness and stress to him that you're talking about everything, if that is what you're interested in.
Witness, is everything you told the investigators concerning Mr. Sang, Mr. Ruto, and his subordinate coming from organization number 19.
Hawezi akasema yote kwa sababu kuna yengine yalitoka.
No, not all the information. Among the information, there is information that's correct, such as the conflict. The conflict did take place in that place.
Yes, ma'am. My question was limited to the information concerning Mr. Sang, Mr. Ruto, and his subordinate. Did that information concerning these individuals come from organization number 19?
Ndiyo, ni kutoka katika nambari 19.
Yes, all the information came from Organisation 19.
And is it correct that you were supposed to incriminate all these people?
Mimi sikuwa pale kwa kuwastaki, lakini nilikuwa pale kwa kueleza yale nilikuwa nimeshafunzwa.
I wasn't there in order to incriminate them. I was there to say what I'd been instructed to say.
And what were you told to say about these people?
Walinifahamisha kuwa
They told me the following. I had to say that Mr. Ruto and his subordinate was responsible for attacking people.
Witness, I'd like you to show you an item, and I'd like the court officer to please assist us in Nairobi with that. It has to be found in bundle, OTP bundle number 2, tab 7, and the ERN number is 00720463. Can I ask the court officer to confirm whether the document or when the document is in front of the witness, please?
The document is being shown to the witness. Document ending in page 043.
Witness, can you see the document? Or at least the first page. Can you see the first page of this document?
Ndiyo, ninaiona.
Yes, I can see the page.
Do you recognize it?
Ndiyo, ni kati ya vitabu vile nilivyokuwa nikifunzwa navyo.
Yes. It was among the books I was brought when they were giving me the instructions.
Is this the book that you showed the investigators during your interview?
Ndio hii kitabu.
Yes, it is indeed this book.
And is the name and signature that we can see on the left side center of this document yours?
Ndio, ni jina langu na sahihi yangu.
Yes, it is indeed mine.
Can I
Yes, it is indeed my name and signature.
Can I ask the court officer to please turn the page to 0464? Zero 0465. Zero 0466. Zero 0468. Up to 0477 for the witness to look at all these pages.
All the pages that you mentioned before were shown to the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Court Officer. Witness, is the handwriting that we see in this book yours?
Ndio, maandishi ni yangu.
Yes. Yes, it's my handwriting.
And I know that not all the pages are being made available to you, but to the best of your recollection, can you confirm whether the pages shown to you right now are the only pages that you filled in this notebook, and the rest of the book are just blank pages? Mr. President.
I wonder how the witness can confirm that if he didn't see the entire book. It is difficult, as it is, to just see photocopies of these pages and determine whether all of it were in fact included here. Perhaps it would have been more efficient if at least some arrangement was made for the witness to perhaps ascertain that in advance, but as it is, it's a bit difficult.
Witness can answer the question.
I believe we have.
The record needs to note that we lost connection to the remote location.
Not anymore.
Court officer, can you hear me? In Nairobi?
Hello? Hear anything. Mr. President, I cannot hear anything.
Can you hear me
But
now?
we can see you.
We can see you too. Can you hear me now? I can hear you and I can see you.
Yes. Yes, Mr. President. It seems we can hear you. I am going to reconnect, but myself and council can hear you, and I can follow the transcripts.
So you can hear me? Can you still hear me?
We will try to disconnect and reconnect again in order to reestablish the audio for the witness.
Hello? Hello? Right. We're trying to reconnect. I think there is an internet issue here.
See you and hear you. However, the quality of the audio is not very good.
The quality of the audio from here to there is not good. Is that what you're saying? Well, we have to persevere. Ms. Zago, in the meantime, this document, where is the actual document appearing at 7? The actual material, the actual exhibit.
It is with the CMS here at HQ.
Mr. President, I had asked the court officer to bring the document in court because we would be needing it. Thank you.
It seems we are connected again, Mr. President. And
Can you hear me now? And what's the quality of the audio coming in from me to you?
yes, Mr. President, the quality is much better and the connection was reestablished.
All right, thank you very much. We have to continue, Ms. Sago. Witness, can you hear me?
Ndiyo nakusikia.
Thank you very much. Ms. Zago.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. Witness, before we were disconnected, I asked you a question about this book. And I'll repeat the question for you so that you can answer now. You told us already on Tuesday that the book that you gave the investigators was halfway completed or filled out. Now that you've reviewed this document, can you confirm, to the best of your recollection, that the pages that were shown to you are the only pages that you filled out in that specific book?
Ndiyo.
Yes.
Mr. President, I'd like to seek and to tender this document to evidence with the corresponding English translation, which can be found at tab 15 of the same bundle. And for the record, the ERN number of the translation is 00860302. For efficiency purposes, and if you allow, we could add this document, if there are no objections on the other side, to the bar table motion together with the statement and transcripts of the witness's interview, provided that the defense does not object.
No objection from the Mr. Ruto team.
We do not object, Mr. President.
The document, are you going to ask questions on this document? Any more questions on it?
No, Your Honors.
Yes, then add it to the bar table motion. Okay.
Guided. Thank you. Now, court officer, I'd like to ask you for assistance to show the witness another document, which is 0125 0230, which can be found at tab number 2. Tab 18 in the bundle number 2.
The document CAN OTP 01250230 is being presented to the witness.
Mr.
1 second. Where did you say this document is?
It is in bundle number 2, tab number 18.
And you say the ERN is what?
0125 0230. This should be the witness's affidavit.
That is not what I have in bundle number 2. Tab 18 is an investigator's report. 0130040641.
But I inquire if the affidavit in the other bundles is under tab 18.
It is so in our bundle.
We have a spare copy in case it is of assistance to Your Honor.
I have seen the affidavit some time ago. It's at top 17 in mine. It's okay.
I apologize.
It's all right. These things happen. Proceed, please.
Witness, have you seen the document?
Ndiyo naiona.
I do see it.
What was the reason why you decided to attest to this affidavit?
Nilikubali kuandika affidavit hii.
I decided to make this affidavit to show the chamber or to show the court that I am withdrawing from this case. And I even wrote down the reasons that drove me to do this.
And once you made the resolution to attest to this affidavit, you choose the lawyer yourself, correct?
Ilinipa shida sana kupata wakili kwa sababu nilikuwa na
I had difficulties finding a lawyer because I was afraid. I was wondering how I was going to get a lawyer, because the lawyer will then know my identity. I decided to go to location number 4, and I was wondering how I could go to some other place different from location number 4 where no one would identify me.
Yes, I understand, but was the lawyer you went to a lawyer of your own choice?
Nilipofika katika sehemu hiyo.
When I arrived at that location, I had difficulties getting a lawyer. However, fortunately, I found a bus driver, a taxi bus driver, and I asked him who the best lawyer was on the spot, the best lawyer he knew. And that taxi driver gave me two names, two lawyers' names.
Wakili wa kwanza ambao nimesahau jina lake.
When I went to see the first lawyer, whose name I have forgotten, I did not find him in his office. I then went to see the lawyer who produced this affidavit, and I found him.
Hata ilikuwa shida yeye kuandika kwa sababu nilikuwa naogopa atapatia makarani waandike sote.
He even had difficulties drafting this document, because if he had entrusted that task to his secretaries, the secretaries would then know my identity.
And you were able to converse with this lawyer in your language and understand each other, correct?
Lugha yetu ni lugha gani? Sijaelewa hapo anaposema lugha.
What language are you talking about? I do not understand. Which language are you referring to?
Which language did you speak with the lawyer?
Nilitumia lugha ya Kiswahili.
We communicated in Swahili.
And you were able to understand each other perfectly?
Ndivyo, tulisikilizana vizuri.
Yes. We perfectly understood each other.
And did you give him instructions on what to include in your affidavit in Swahili?
Ndiyo, nilimueleza yale yote ambayo
Yes. I explained to him all the reasons that had brought me to him, and I did this in Swahili.
And all the information to be included in the affidavit came from you, correct?
Ndiyo, habari zote zilitoka kwangu.
Yes. All the information was provided by me.
And the lawyer explained the content of the affidavit to you before you signed it, correct?
Ndiyo, alifafanua.
Yes. The lawyer explained everything to me, and he gave me time to digest all this information, and I did confirm the content.
And after you confirmed, you signed it, right?
Ndiyo hivyo.
Yes, that is right.
Mr. President, I'd like to ask the next question in private session, please.
Private session.
We're in open session, Your Honors.
Mr. President, just perhaps a clarification for my learned friend. I think the transcript suggested different dates. What I have is 9 and 10 September, not 19 and 20 September. Just for my learned friend to clarify. It's in the transcript, page 55, transcript of 30 September 2014, page 55, line 25. That's what I have in this transcript, if it helps.
Thank you, and thank you to my counsel. On the other side, witness, let me ask you the question again. You said Tuesday to the court that the first time that you discussed a Ruto case with organization number 19 was at location 19 on 10 September 2011. Now, if you turn to your affidavit at paragraph 1, you said that you were, and I quote, identified by Organization 19 as a witness against Honorable William Ruto and Joshua Arap-Sang in the month of August 2011. Please look at paragraph 5. I was misquoting. Paragraph 5 of your affidavit.
Ndio nimeona.
Yes, I do see it.
Again, I ask you again, Mr. Witness, when was it that you first discussed matters related to the Ruto and Sang case? Was in August or in September 2011?
Kuhusu Ruto na Sang, nilisema Jumanne kwamba
As concerns Ruto and Sang, on Tuesday I told you that I started talking about it bit by bit, and it lasted for all that while.
Yes, witness, but my question is, when was it that you first discussed it? Was it in August 2011 or September 2011? Please answer this question.
mwezi wa 8 ndio ilianza kuwa kama rasmi, kuwa kama shahidi.
It was from the month of August that I was considered as a witness.
So it was August, not September 2011. Is that correct?
Mwezi wa 8 tulikuwa pamoja, mwezi wa 9 tulikuwa pamoja. Kwa hivyo wakati huo wote tulikuwa na hawa watu wana.
I was with them in the month of August and the month of September at location number 19.
If it helps my friend, in the transcript of 30 September, page 52, the witness did say, I said that on that day we discussed everything concerning Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta's case. Afterwards, we went on 8 August, and at that meeting on 8 August, we spoke about the case of Mr. Ruto. That's what we have in this transcript, if it helps my friend.
I can give a different quote. I think that the transcript speaks for itself. At page, later on, subsequent to an inquiry from the presiding judge at page 66, line 1 to 9.
But we have to move on.
Yes, Your Honors. Witness, are you aware that in August, witness, when you met the representative representatives of this organization, why did they want you to implicate Mr. Ruto and Mr. Sang when you met them the first time?
Mimi mwenyewe sijui lengo la nambari 19, wenyewe walijua.
Personally, I don't know the reasons which motivated organization number 19 to accuse Mr. Ruto and Mr. Sang.
Did you know there was a pending case at the ICC against Mr. Ruto and Mr. Sang?
Mimi nilikuwa nimejua tu kuna wastakiwa wengi ambao watastakiwa, lakini sikujua rasmi ilikuwa Ruto, sababu nilikuwa nasema.
I knew that there were many accused persons. And there were many names which were being circulated with respect to this matter.
Yes, but my question is, did you know that there was a pending case against Mr. Ruto and Mr. Sang?
Ndiyo, nilijua.
Yes, I knew about that.
And did you know that at the time there was a third person charged in this case, Mr. Henry Kosgei?
Ndiyo, nilisikia hilo jina.
Yes, I heard mention of that name.
And did organization number 19 ask you to implicate him as well?
Hawakunifahamisha hilo jina lingine.
No, that name was not given to me. They did not say anything about that name.
Do you know why not Mr. Kosgei and only Mr. Ruto and Mr. Sang?
Hapo sijui. Nambari 19 ndio anaelewa.
I do not know. Only organization number 19 will tell you more about that.
Miss.
We've had difficulty with time, occurrences, and that we did not plan. Yesterday we indicated we will start and break at this point. It's at 10:30, but then we didn't know we were going to lose connection, so we lost connection with Nairobi for 10 minutes. In light of that, we have to shorten our break time. We will continue until 10:45, and then we will break at 10:45 for 15 minutes and come back. Right.
Thank you. Witness, on Tuesday, you told the court that representatives of organization number 19 told you to incriminate person 918 on the protection sheet. So please look at protection sheet number 3, page number 3. Sir, am I correct that there is no mention of person 18 in your affidavit? And I specifically refer you to paragraph 12 of your affidavit, page 2.
Ndiyo, naona ukurasa wa 12.
Yes. I see page number 12.
Are you looking at paragraph number 12, not page, paragraph?
Ndiyo, nimeona.
Yes, I see.
Is it correct, sir, that person number 18 is not mentioned there?
Ndiyo, hawakuandika.
Yes. Nothing is written about him.
And is it correct that
Ndiyo, walikuwa katika laini wastakiwa kwa
Yes. It's true that they were to be implicated because number 19 changed my words. They wanted these people to become enemies and not people who had helped the population.
Mr. President, I'd like to show the witness certain items and then seek to introduce those items into the record. So I propose to do it in the next remaining 6 to 5 minutes.
Proceed.
A court officer, please, could you pull up and show the following document to the witness? 00720458, which can be found at tab number 2 of the second OTP bundle.
The document is being presented to the witness.
Witness, do you recognize this document?
Ndivyo nakijua.
Yes. Yes, I recognize this document.
This is the sketch that you drew for the investigators during your interview with them, correct?
Ndiyo.
Yes.
And the signature we see at the top right-hand side of the document is yours, correct?
Ndivyo, ni sahini yangu.
Yes, it is indeed my signature.
where does the information reflected in the sketch come from?
Habari zenyewe ni mimi mwenyewe nilichora kulingana na vile nilikuwa ni
I drew the sketch to answer questions that were put to me.
So the information reflected in the sketch came from you?
Ndivyo.
Yes.
Next document, 00720459, can be found same bundle under tab 3.
The document ending in page 0459 is being presented to the witness, one page.
This is also another sketch that you drew for the investigators, correct?
Ndivyo, ni kweli?
Yes, that's correct.
And the signature at the top right-hand side of the page is yours, correct?
Ndivyo.
Yes, indeed.
And the information reflected here also came from you, correct?
Ndivyo niliandika.
Yes. I noted that.
Next document, tab 4, same bundle, ERN 00720460.
The document is being presented to the witness, 0460, one page.
And this is also another sketch that you drew from information that you had, correct?
Ndivyo, ni habari ambazo nilikuwa tayari.
Yes. That's information that I already had with me.
Tab 5, 00720461.
The document is being presented to the witness, again, one page.
This is another sketch that you drew from information that you had, right?
Ndiyo, mchoro huo ni wangu.
Yes, that's my sketch. In accordance with what I'd heard.
Finally, tab 6, 00720462.
The document is being presented to the witness.
And again, witness, this is another sketch that you drew for the investigators from information that you had. Yes?
Ndiyo, mchoro ni huo huo kulingana na mafunzo.
Yes, it's the same sketch, which came from information that I already had.
And on just a clarification, on the sketch under tab 5, you said that the sketch came, that my sketch, it's my sketch in accordance with what I heard. This is what the record reflects, but I want you to clarify, is information that you had or you heard?
Kusikia ama kuona, hapo sijaelewa ufafanuzi vizuri. Aweze kueleza kwa njia nzuri.
I haven't understood your question. Please could you repeat it? You refer to information that I had heard or information that I had had?
Witness, sketch that we showed you at tab 5, the information that is reflected there is information that was in your possession, that you had knowledge about yourself or someone else told you about.
Katika mafunzo yangu ya mwanzo kwa nambari 19, haya yote nilikuwa nimeshafunzwa na nilikuwa nimeshafahamishwa.
Number 19 told me about all that and asked me to note all of these places, and they asked me to also go and visit these places so that I would have a mastery over these places.
Mr. President, we seek to tender these sketches, if there are no objections, into the record of the case. And I also omitted to indicate that we would like to seek to tender the affidavit, which was mentioned previously and was MFI'd yesterday, and now we would like to have an EVD number assigned.
Can we quickly get your reaction and then decide whether we come back and do the formality?
On our part, we have no objection, Mr. President.
No objection.
All right, the document will be admitted onto the record, but we will take our break now, and that can be done when we return. We will resume at 10 minutes past 11. God will rise.
All rise.